Hi, my name is Miles Coney, and welcome to Quarantine Chronicles. And we have our guest speaker, Laura Poindexter.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, the crowd goes wild, everybody. Yeah, that's right. So, tell me about yourself. I heard you were a screenwriter, filmmaker, and actress and producer.
That is correct, but from my motherly side, let me tell you, I'm a mother and a grandmother. So that's pretty important to know before any of the other stuff. Yeah.
All right.
I've been in Atlanta doing something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to do this since I was a child, but life showed up in a different way. So I got myself in a lot of trouble when I was younger, got myself out of that trouble, and went into corporate America and worked in corporate America for about 23 years in health and human services. In 2010, Corey, the bottom dropped out. Divorce, foreclosure, repossession, you name it. I was like, what have I done to reap all of this madness? But a lot of times, it's not always karma. It's just not always karma. It was just something that I had to go through to get to my here and now. Yeah, so in 2016, I had absolutely nothing to lose. I packed everything I could fit in my biggest suitcase. I had $32 after I bought my bus ticket to Atlanta and a promise to sleep on somebody's couch. And 4 years later, I am a multi-award winning screenwriter.
Oh, wow.
Including Screenwriter of the Year. Actress, producer. I think that I'm just basically a person that serves to be an inspiration to other people, that if that's your dream, nothing can stop it once you make up your mind to go after it. So, yeah.
All right. So basically today I'm going to be asking Laura Poindexter about her quarantine pandemic experience. And I bet she has a lot of things to say about quarantine.
Baby, I have so many controversial things to say about the quarantine. I think that living in the United States makes us somewhat laissez-faire about things. We live in a free society for the most part, and we really just don't experience things that other countries experience, but that didn't mean clearly that we weren't susceptible to those things. So we knew that a pandemic eventually would land here, and it did. Initially, I was panicked, just like everybody else, because I don't know, what do I know about a pandemic? I'll be 55 years old in a couple of weeks. I've never had any pandemic experiences. I don't, what do we do? I found myself to be ill-prepared, like most people. And so I decided that I wanted to do my own research, because the information that was coming in, it was so skewed, and so one person was saying this and another person. So I started to do the research myself. I discovered that it was a pathogen, and it is much like influenza, the flu. So my question was, if it is like the flu, it shows itself like the flu, then why is it fatal to so many people? So I continued to do my research on that to discover that a lot of people who did get COVID had pre-existing respiratory issues.
Wow.
That really, really made them susceptible to the point that it became fatal. And then I did more research to discover that hospitals and hospital workers and employees, they kind of were doing the best that they could with the information that they had, but a lot of the information that was coming to us wasn't the real deal. once I did my research and I had gathered enough information, of course, I did have to. Oh, yeah, once I did the research, I developed a plan for myself. But in the interim, we still had to succumb to what the powers that be were saying. So we got quarantined, and so we go from having all of these freedoms to being restricted as to where we can go, and that was very difficult, I'm sure, for all of us. However, for me, it gave me a lot of time to really think about all of the things that I had taken for granted. So I wasn't necessarily, in a tizzy because I couldn't hang out at the bar, I couldn't go to the movies, or it didn't really stop those types of activities for me. So that quiet time, to me, it was more like the Lord saying, everybody needs to take a chill pill.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody got to take a chill pill, relax,
Yeah.
Everybody's panicking in the world right now. So.
Right. How was it for you as a filmmaker? Like, for you during the pandemic, what was it like for you?
I would say for me, it gave me more time to learn how to be a filmmaker.
Okay.
Learning like new editing skills during quarantine, making more videos, and piecing my footage together. And I promise you, I did not have that fear. I did not experience that fear. The thing that I did fear, oddly enough, was I felt like quarantine made me more susceptible because my body would not be able to recognize what COVID was. So I wasn't getting exposed to the antibody. So for me, as a person that did research, I felt like such a strict quarantine could potentially cause a huge spike, because now we've all been inside and now we're all going outside and our bodies are saying, what is this new thing? And so it slowed me down initially, but once I did the research and I created a plan for myself, I think you and I talked about, I do heavy doses of ascorbic acid. That's nothing but vitamin C. And I do selenium. Selenium is almost like a carrier. So when you do selenium and vitamin C, it really boosts your immune system. I increased my juicing. And I did my CMOS, and I got back to work. As soon as they started to lift the restrictions, I got back to work. I did respect, if I was in the company of someone and I knew that they were a heavy mask, I don't have a problem with that, because I respect the way everybody feels about it. Yeah.
I have to respect that. But I got back to work. Thank God for Jesus. I didn't get sick. All of our venues, we had enough space for people to have that 6 feet distance. But come on, Corey. What we do is intimate. People are hooking up cameras and the lights and you know what I mean. So we were all in close proximity, and when we did our last shoot, of course, we had to create COVID waivers for the production company. But I've been working. As soon as they lifted those restrictions, I got back to living my life. And also, I think that the stress that most people had, that also weakened their immune system.
Oh yes, because me as a filmmaker right now, I've been shooting videos virtually because of safety and all that.
Okay.
And the hard thing was, I actually wanted to go out in public and get people's opinion about quarantine. And then my parents were telling me, no, you can't do that. And I was like, well, I want to do it. But they're like, I don't want you catching COVID. I don't want you to bring it back into the house. They got underlying conditions, and I have underlying conditions. Okay. So as a filmmaker, for me, it's really hard because I like to capture stuff on camera. Like when I go out and shoot something, Like, what if I want to video somebody or take a picture of them or something? But I would have to maintain social distance, though.
Yeah.
That's the challenging part, because when you do a photo shoot or a video shoot with somebody, they have their mask off, right? They're the talent.
Okay.
And I'm the cameraman. I'm the one shooting the video. The
Yeah.
scary thing that gets in my mind is, like, if I start recording, is this person gonna sneeze? Is this person gonna cough? I'm just cautious. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but hopefully, hope to God that I will be fine.
Yeah, I just had a lot of faith. I think that 2020 was a complete and absolute faith walk for me. It came in with all of this between the COVID and the surge in just the atrocities against African American males, and the African American community at large, but specifically, you know, the everything that was going on. 2020 for me was a situation where, even though all of this stuff was going on around me, God blessed me and allowed me to still elevate in that situation, which shows His glory. Because I tell people all the time, I'm not that smart, I'm not that savvy, I'm not that wise. I mean, yeah, I'm a grinder, I'm a hard worker. I think conscientiously about what I do. I'm very deliberate in how I move, but I give all credit for who I am and where I am in 4 years, and for like 4 years and this is not, and I don't even have the 2 that I got this year. So I have to increase this poster with 1 screenplay. So we're coming in at 7 awards in 4 years, first time screenwriter. This is directly related to the favor of God. And I operated in 2020 in His favor. It's not that I didn't think COVID was real. It's not that I didn't take it lightly. But between the research that I did and my faith in Him, I still continue to live my life for 2020. And I'm very grateful for that.
Yes, most definitely. So,
you know,
so we're going to go on to the questions that we have here. Question number 1. What do you do for a living, and talk about your background?
Oh my goodness. So what I do now for a living is project management, but I've always done that. I've always been in project management, even in corporate America. So right now I work for April Morrison Productions. And I actually met April as an actress. I was the lead actress in The Next Assignment, and we decided to revamp it. And that's when I came onto the company full time. So full time, I work in project management. That's what I do here in Atlanta, and I love it. That's what I do. My history is upper administrative management in Health and Human Services, like I said, at Johns Hopkins Hospital, Drug Court, the Veterans Administration. I've worked in upper level management for about 23 years. Yeah.
How has the COVID pandemic affected you in your day-to-day life?
Well, in my day-to-day life, initially, it really wasn't it didn't have a huge effect on me, because at my age, I'm not running the street. I go out and do what I have to do, and I come in. So it didn't, like I said, I didn't care if the bar was closed. I didn't care if I couldn't go to the mall. Like that, none of that bothered me. But I will say that now, with the restrictions, with the heavy quarantine restrictions have been lifted. But with that lift, there is, you have to wear a mask to come into the store. So that really bothers me. And I don't know about anybody else. I can only talk about me. That mask makes me feel like I'm about to fall out.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the proper oxygen. So that is a thing where, I have to do what is required. But I even see people, why do you have your mask on in your car? Like everybody, I'm like,
The mask
right?
in your car.
Why do you wear your mask in the car? I don't get it. What's up with that?
Mask on in your car. I mean, that's
what? I'm just saying. While you were doing your grocery shopping, did Corona open your car door and get in the passenger seat? That's all I need to know. I'm just saying. So that part of it, like now, it really has affected me because have you seen the wet mask versus no mask wars where people are arguing about, oh, you need to put on a mask, and I'm like, damn, like this has really changed the way our new normal. I can just say I'm having a little difficulty adjusting to our new normal. So if that answers the question.
What is something good that has come out of this situation?
I think that a lot of good has come out of the situation for people who embraced it. So mothers and fathers, parents got to spend more time with their children because of homeschooling. We as a society got to see really in real time the privileges that we take for granted. You know, whoever thought I would be crying over toilet paper? Whoever thought? I never thought I'd be crying over toilet paper, right? Little things. Whoever thought that hand sanitizer would be on my top 5 list of shit I must have? Like, yeah. You know, I've never seen supermarket shelves empty. That was scary for me.
Wow.
It made me really think about the things that I have taken for granted. I can only talk about me. It was scary to not see food on the shelves, in the stores, in the grocery stores. That was very frightening for me. When they were talking about doing the shutdown and I went out to get last minute things, it was scary to see people fighting in the supermarket. That was so scary for me. I have never lived through anything like that. I've never experienced anything like that. It was very deep for me. I can't talk about anybody else, but it did let me know that I've taken a lot of things for granted. I really have. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen anything like that before either. And people rush into the stores to get toilet paper, food, and then they start fighting over. I don't get that. Like, I don't get why people do that. And you know, I understand it's a pandemic and all that stuff is going on, but why? Like, why are we fighting over food? Why are we fighting over toilet paper? Why are we fighting over hand sanitizer? Like, I don't get it. I don't get why that happens. It's like we should all get along, calm down, let's get our food, and take a chill pill.
Well, I mean, let's look at it like this. If we can't get along when everything appears to be okay, we are a society that fights when everything is Gucci, everything is lovely. We still find something to fight about because there is a power that makes us fight over these little scraps of things. And instead of us fighting about our differences, we should look at our similarities. So if we can't get along when everything is good, you already know all hell was gonna break loose when things got bad. Like, I go into the market and the water is no longer like where the water is. The water is like behind a gatekeeper's desk and you can only get 2, and that was scary for me. It was scary for me. It scared me and made me reflect on a lot. It definitely raised my awareness to my ungratefulness. And people can say, oh, I'm grateful. I mean, okay, maybe you are, but I can say that this pandemic allowed me to see my levels of ungratefulness. So I had to check myself with that. Yeah, definitely.
What is something bad or something you don't like about the situation?
The thing that I don't like about the situation, and okay, so now this is going to go into the conspiracy theorist side of me. I believe that the situation was created for a much bigger agenda. Okay, COVID-19 is a man-made virus. Any man-made virus is used for war. So if this virus is man-made with a patent, we know who has the patent on it, because the same person who has the patent on it has the vaccine for it.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So what makes me angry about it is that while we're fighting over toilet paper and water, being distracted, they're moving on with an agenda that if you think the lockdown that we just came out of was bad, if they get their way, this is about controlling the masses and the people that are at the top tier wanting even more. And the thing that makes me angry is that certain people did not take the time. Hey, Carlitha is joining. There's some people that we had to do the research, and then we had to turn around and get on social media and our platforms and tell people the truth at the risk of looking crazy.
Wow.
Because the truth is more crazy than anything. The truth looks like fantasy, but I still had to have the courage to say, pay attention, people. It's a bigger agenda, and that's what pissed me off about all of it, because COVID-19 is a bigger agenda to COVID-19.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
What is the first thing you want to do when this is over?
I want to see my grandbaby. I want to see my grandson. Since I've been here, my grandson has come and see me every single year. That's my heart. Like, it's a big deal that he gets to say that my grandmother at 50 years old became a writer and an actress and a filmmaker. That's a big deal. And to have him with me when I'm doing my thing, I miss that. I miss my grandson, and that's the first thing I want to do when this is over, is get him here to spend some time with me.
What is the thing you have learned about yourself that you are working on changing to be better when this is over?
The thing that I've learned about myself, well, one thing that I need to always work on is that, let me just be honest, I'm very low tolerant. I am a shoot from the hip person, and I understand that we've become a society of falsehoods. We know the talk, we know how to smooth over things, we know how to get what we want, we know how to maneuver, but we're disingenuous as people. So I need to work on raising my tolerance to work with people in a way that I'm saying to them without necessarily saying the words, I understand you're not there yet. And I have to understand that a lot of people are not there yet. So that's what I need to work on, whether it's a pandemic or whether it's not a pandemic. I need to raise my tolerance level so that I can have interaction with people and they know that I'm accepting where they are and I'm willing to work with them where they are. Because if I feel like I have something to give you, then I probably need to have enough patience to actually give it to you. Now, once I give it to you, what you do with it is your business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what I need to do. I need to definitely raise my level of tolerance.
All right. All right. So do you have any last words for the audience?
Man, my last words would be that, and it's just they're my last words. So, right? I'm gonna my last word. At the end of the day, whether you know it or not, your life has been carved out for you in some way, because there is something greater than us. And for those who believe, and for those who don't, then I'm cool with that too. You have to trust yourself, your instincts, trust your gut. Don't get caught up in the Facebook and the Twitter and she said this and this is hot now, because we live in a staticky society and it wants you to move and do. No. Decide what it is you want to do. Create a plan for your life and stick to it. And I don't give a damn whether nobody riding with you, because you can succeed or fail on your own belief. Like if I fail, I'm okay because I stuck to my plan. But if I fail because I followed you, I'll never be able to forgive myself. So my last words to the people: love yourself, believe in yourself, create your plan, stick to your plan. And I don't just like that road right there, Corey, is lonely. I'm telling you to take the road that is the loneliest, coldest road ever. The one where you say to people, I don't need you to trust, believe. Look, when you say, this is what I'm getting ready to do, either you're with me or you're against me, that's a lonely road. That's not a road everybody can take. But I guarantee you, you stand on your own principles. One of the foundation of success is standing on your plan.
Yeah, that's right.
Believe in yourself, man. It's nothing that's unachievable. Nothing.
It's a very, very lonely world, and we just got to stick to our goals, stay focused, have a plan, have a business plan also, because business plan will get you there too. Stay organized, do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
And don't get distracted by social media. Don't get distracted by all the negative thoughts that are going on. And just stay focused. And that's right.
Stay focused. Yeah.
Because if you don't stay focused, you'll be slacking like, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So thank you guys for watching Quarantine Chronicles. And we had our guest speaker, Laura Poindexter.
Thank you, Miles Coney, for having me on Quarantine Chronicles.
Thank you guys for watching Instant Human Entertainment. Catch you guys on another episode.